Those are views of Kenyans from different parts of the country, Nairobi, Nakuru and Kakamega, as they continue to give their views with regard to the finance bill that will be read today in the National Assembly. And I just want us to have briefly these conversations. I mean, Solomon, Kenyans have spoken. They are sharing their views with regard to this budget. No one seems to really be saying, yes, pass it as it is. So as the Treasury CS is going to read this budget, what exactly will he be telling Kenyans?
So, if I could just speak to the process around the budget making, compared to what we used to do previously, where we would be waiting with bated breath for us to listen to what the government plans for us, the process right now is slightly different, because by now we already have an idea of how the budget allocation are going to look like. And that's the expectation that the CS for Treasury, Professor Ndongo, will have when he provides his budget statement to Parliament. Now, when looking at some of the proposed budget allocations, I think there's a big emphasis on housing, because I've seen almost 600% increase to around 92 billion. And I think this could be closely linked to the whole campaign around affordable housing levy. Then there's an increase in education budget, probably as a response to junior secondary school building, and so on and so forth. But if you look at what actually drives the economy, agriculture, and so on and so forth, what we realize is that there's little to no growth in the budget allocation on that space. And I would thought that, given that the importance of food security to the sustenance of lives, then you would have expected a bump to that budget allocation. So those are some of the things I would expect Kenyans to listen to as the CS provides his budget statement.
And I come to you, John. I've just had Kenyans from different parts of the country give their sentiments, their views, their expectations on this budget. We know that CS will actually be going to present what he has. Now, with the views of Kenyans, the feel out there is they are not happy with what is going to be presented today. So as the CS goes to read this budget, what should Kenyans be expecting moving forward?
Thank you for this opportunity to comment on this. You know, it seems like there's nothing good in this budget because all the sentiments across the concerns that they have not been heard, or whatever the Kenyans wanted to hear in this budget has not been factored in. But and some of them even still wish that things could change. But you know, this is to the tail end of the second stage of the budget making process. The first stage being the formulation, which takes about 10 months. So whatever we are witnessing today is a culmination of 10 months activities and events where this budget has been put together. And now it's coming to the approval stage, which only takes 2 months. And this is where we tend to see heightened activities and Kenyans giving the views, and even some up to date. So the budget has already been, we see the Budget and Preparation Committee report has already been approved, the budget. So the CS today is only coming to make a statement on what has already been approved. And now, that which has not been approved is the finance bill. And when you look at this, it shows that the Kenyans get involved in this stage of approval. And they get involved little during the formulation, and gets not involved completely in the last two stages, that is the implementation stage and the oversight. Even the report which was just released last month on the open budget survey, which shows how Kenyans get involved in the budget process. It shows that during the formulation of making the budget, that is 10 months. This process started last year in August and ending in April. 10 months formulating this. 47% Kenyans get involved. And then during the approval, 89%, now what is we're having now. But when we go into the implementation, zero. And then we go to oversight, 0. So Kenyans should expect now that whatever government is going to implement, the taxes that they're going to take from the people should be used prudently. And I would comment that during the implementation, they should also get involved the way they're being involved here, because very little of those measures are going to change because government has to raise money. So now when it's using the money, can they get involved during the implementation phase to make sure that when it's taking excise duty, you're seeing excise duty on bread, excise duty on money transfers, eco levy, motor vehicle, increased in fuel, all those costs, the money is coming from the people to government. The question is government going to use that money prudently? That is the big question that we should be discussing now.
Very well. A lot being said, we are actually at the tail end of the budget making process. So what we need to focus on is the implementation and oversight. That conversation we're having after this short commercial break. But when we come back, we shall be touching base with Noah Kipkembo, who is at Treasury. Remember that we have our reporters spread across the country to bring us up to speed with this. We have Nyakundi, who is in the CBD, Esther Diana. We have Ochanda in Kakamega, Bwire in Kisumu, Gashuhi in Nakuru County, as we continue to bring you the feel of the finance bill that will be read today. See you in a bit after this short commercial break.